Have you ever looked back at a moment of rage and realized that you weren't the one driving your own life? Have you ever felt that hot, prickly surge of adrenaline after a disrespectful comment, only to realize minutes later that you've said something you can never take back? It's a common tragedy. We spend years building our reputation, our careers and our families, yet we allow a single second of temper to burn it all to the ground. Most people believe that anger is a natural reaction to a rude world. They think that being tough means being loud, and that standing your ground requires an emotional explosion. But the ancient Stoics, men who led empires, survived slavery and faced the front lines of brutal wars, knew a secret that the modern world has forgotten. They knew that anger is not strength. It is a confession of weakness. It is a signal that someone else has successfully reached into your mind and pulled your strings. If you are tired of being emotionally hijacked, if you are exhausted from replaying arguments in your head at 2 a.m., and if you are ready to become the kind of man who remains calm while the world around him is screaming, then this is the most important message you will ever hear. We are not going to talk about managing your anger. We are talking about eliminating its source. We are talking about building an inner citadel, a mental fortress, so strong that no insult, no traffic jam, and no betrayal can breach its walls. In this deep dive exploration, we will break down the mechanics of the Stoic mind. You will learn how to reframe your triggers, how to use the stochastic pause, and how to transform every conflict into a rep for your mental muscles. Like this video, subscribe to this channel for more battle-tested strategies, and share this with a man who is currently losing his peace to a storm he didn't create. Because once you master Stoicism, you don't just survive life. You dominate your internal world. And when you own your mind, you own everything. 1. Anger is a voluntary madness. The first step to never getting upset again is to understand what anger actually is. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, called anger a temporary madness. He noted that while other vices affect our judgment, anger destroys it entirely. It is the only emotion that actively seeks out its own destruction. You must realize that you weren't born with a short fuse. You weren't born hot-headed. These are labels we use to excuse a lack of discipline. Anger is a habit, a neural pathway you have reinforced every time you've allowed yourself to snap. Every time you scream at a driver who cut you off, you are telling your brain, this is how we handle stress. You are training yourself to be weak. Statistically, research into emotional regulation shows that the venting of anger, the idea that you need to let it out, actually increases aggression over time. It's called the catharsis myth. Concrete data suggests that individuals who frequently vent their anger are 3.5 times more likely to experience cardiovascular issues and chronic hypertension. The Stoics didn't have these statistics, but they had the wisdom to see the results. They saw that anger doesn't fix the problem. It only adds a second problem, your reaction to the first, the event. Reframe every outburst as a failure of training. When you lose your temper, you haven't defended your honor. You have lost a round in the gym of life. Real dominance is the man who can be insulted to his face and look at his accuser with nothing but pity. Why pity? Because the person insulting you is clearly suffering from a disordered mind. Why would you let a sick person dictate your emotional state? 2. The dichotomy of control, your only true weapon. If there is a holy grail of Stoicism, it is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, the slave-turned-teacher, taught that the root of all human suffering is trying to control what is fundamentally uncontrollable. Think about what upsets you. Rude people. You can't control their upbringing or their mood. The weather? You can't control the atmosphere. The past? It's written in stone. When you get upset at these things, you are like a man trying to stop the sun from setting by pushing against the horizon. It's exhausting and it's pathetic. The Stoic focuses 100% of his energy on the internals, his own thoughts, his own intentions and his own actions. Everything else, reputation, wealth, the behavior of your spouse, the decisions of your boss, is an external. It is indifferent. Imagine you are an archer. You can choose your bow, you can sharpen your arrow, and you can train your aim until your muscles ache. That is within your control. But the moment the arrow leaves the string, it is no longer yours. A gust of wind can blow it off course. The target can move. If the archer's happiness depends on hitting the bullseye, he is a slave to the wind. But if his happiness depends on the perfection of his shot, he is always successful. Apply this to your life. When someone disrespects you, your shot is your response. If you remain calm, you have won, regardless of whether the other person apologizes. You have hit the bullseye of character. Control the breath, control the tongue. Let the world do what it will. You are the sovereign of your own soul. 3. The stochastic pause, the 2-second rule. Anger is like a spark in a dry forest. If you catch it in the first 2 seconds, you can stomp it out with a boot. If you wait 30 seconds, the whole forest is ablaze. The secret to never getting upset is mastering the pause. Most men live in a state of reactionary slavery. Stimulus happens. Reaction follows. Someone says something stupid. You say something mean. It's a 1-1 ratio. You are a biological machine with no free will. Stoicism introduces a gap between the stimulus and the reaction. In that gap lies your freedom. Next time you feel the heat rising, that physical sensation in your chest or the tightening of your jaw, recognize it as a physical signal. It's just adrenaline. It's just biology. It is not you. Say to yourself, I am feeling a surge of adrenaline. This simple act of labeling detaches you from the emotion. Then apply the rule of 10. Take 10 deep breaths. Or, as Seneca suggested, wait a day before responding to a grave insult. You will find that after the adrenaline fades, the insult looks remarkably small. Anger requires nourishment to survive. It needs you to replay the event, to justify your rage and to imagine revenge. If you deny it that nourishment through a purposeful pause, it dies of starvation. Silence is not a lack of a response. It is a response of the highest order. It says, you are not important enough to warrant my energy. 4. Dismantling the ego, the root of all friction. Why do we get angry? Usually it's because our ego has been bruised. We think we are too important to be treated this way. We think the world owes us a smooth path. We think people should be better. The Stoics practice cognitive distancing. They realize that the world doesn't revolve around them. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth at the time, would wake up and tell himself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. He didn't say this to be a cynic. He said it to remove the element of surprise. If you expect everyone to be polite, you will be triggered 100 times a day. If you expect the world to be exactly as it is, messy, imperfect, and full of flawed people, you become unshakable. Consider the smallness of your existence. In 100 years, everyone you know will be dead. In 1,000 years, your name will be forgotten. Most of the things we get angry about are micro problems in a macro universe. Is it really worth raising your blood pressure over a parking spot when you are a speck of dust on a rock hurtling through space? When you shrink your ego, you shrink your target area. There is less of you to hit. Be like the air. Let their insults pass through you and hit the wall behind you. 5. Turn conflict into an adversarial gym. A man who trains in a gym doesn't get angry at the weights for being heavy. He welcomes the weight because the resistance is what creates the muscle. You must start looking at difficult people and frustrating situations as mental weights. Every time a customer is rude to you or your partner starts an argument, don't think, why is this happening? Think, here is my heavy set for the day. This is your chance to practice the virtue of patience and the skill of equanimity. If you only stay calm when things are easy, you don't actually have self-control. You just have a favorable environment. Real character is forged in the fire of conflict. Epictetus taught that every situation has two handles. One handle is the reason for anger, the injustice, the rudeness. The other handle is the reason for calm, the opportunity to practice virtue, the chance to show mercy. Which handle are you going to pick up? The man who picks up the handle of anger walks away with a burned hand. The man who picks up the handle of virtue walks away stronger. Next time you are in a conflict, visualize a progress bar above your head. Every second you stay calm while the other person is yelling, that bar is filling up. You are leveling up your mind. When they realize they can't get a rise out of you, they lose their power and you gain yours. 6. The biology of the breath, hacking the nervous system. While Stoicism is a philosophy of the mind, we inhabit biological bodies. You cannot talk yourself out of anger if your nervous system is in a state of fight or flight. When you get upset, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. Your heart rate increases, your breathing becomes shallow, and your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, shuts down. You are literally functioning with a lower IQ when you are angry. You must learn to hack your biology using the vagus nerve. Long, slow exhalations signal to your brain that you are safe. When you are cut off in traffic, don't just try to be calm. Physically force your body into a calm state. Box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4, exhale for 4. Hold for 4. The physiological sigh. A double inhale followed by a long, slow exhale through the mouth. By taking control of your breath, you reclaim the hardware of your body. Once the hardware is stable, you can run the software of Stoic logic. You cannot be untouchable if your body is betraying you. Train your breath in the quiet moments so that it is there for you in the war. 7. Practice premeditatio malorum, preparing for the storm. The most dangerous storm is the one you didn't see coming. The Stoics used a technique called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. Before you start your day, sit for 3 minutes and imagine everything that could go wrong. Imagine the coffee spilling on your shirt. Imagine your boss criticizing you. Imagine your car breaking down. This isn't negative thinking, it's mental rehearsal. If you've already encountered the rude person in your mind at 7 a.m., you won't be surprised. When you meet them at 2 p.m., you've already decided how to respond. You've already practiced your calm. Surprise is the fuel of anger. If you remove the surprise, you remove the power of the trigger. A warrior doesn't walk into a battle hoping no one shoots at him. He walks in knowing they will shoot, and he is prepared with a shield. Your shield is your premeditation. Nothing can upset a man who has already seen it coming. 8. Detaching from the opinions of others. Why do we care if someone calls us a name? Why does a rude comment on the internet ruin our lunch? Because we have given other people the power to appraise our value. The Stoics realized that people's opinions are externals. They are like the weather. If someone thinks you are an idiot, that is a fact about their brain, not yours. Marcus Aurelius said, "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others." Stop looking for validation in the eyes of people you don't even respect. If a man is a liar and a cheat, why would you care if he thinks you are a good guy? And if he is a wise man, he wouldn't be insulting you in the first place. Build your own internal court of justice. Evaluate your actions based on your own values. Did I act with courage? Did I act with wisdom? Did I act with temperance? If the answer is yes, then the world's opinion is irrelevant. You are a warrior of the mind. A warrior doesn't look at the crowd for approval. He looks at his own blade to see if it's sharp. 9. The power of amor fati, love your fate. When something bad happens, a flight is cancelled, a relationship ends, a project fails, the natural reaction is to say, "This shouldn't be happening." This resistance is the source of your suffering. The Stoic embraces amor fati, the love of fate. You don't just accept what happens, you choose it. You say, "This is exactly what I needed to become the man I am meant to be." Think of your life as a movie. A movie with no conflict is a boring movie. The bad things are the plot twists that make the hero grow. When you stop fighting reality and start loving it, you become invincible. Traffic isn't an obstacle. It's an opportunity to listen to a book. A rude boss isn't an insult. It's a lesson in what kind of leader you don't want to be. When you transform every negative into a positive, you have no reason to ever be upset again. You have turned the world into your playground. You have taken the power back from fate itself. 10. Drop the resentment, the slow poison. Anger is a sprint. Resentment is a marathon. Many men carry grudges for years, thinking that their anger is punishing the other person. But resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. It ages you, it clouds your judgment, it makes you heavy. The Stoics believed in rational forgiveness, not because the other person deserves it, but because your peace requires it. Forgiveness isn't saying that what they did was okay. It's saying, I refuse to let what you did 5 years ago control how I feel today. You are evicting them from the rent-free space in your head. Seneca said that the best revenge is to not be like him. If someone was cruel to you, the best way to win is to be exceptionally kind and composed. By holding on to resentment, you are letting their ugliness reshape your soul. Drop the weight, travel light. A man who carries no grudges moves through the world with a speed and clarity that angry men can never understand. 11. The biology of groups and aggression. To master anger, we must also look at the data of human nature. Social psychology and biological statistics show that humans are evolutionarily wired for in-group, out-group conflict. Data from the General Social Survey indicates that social polarization has increased by 40% in the last 2 decades. We are being trained by our environment to be angry at the other side. Different groups show different statistical triggers for anger. For example, studies in evolutionary psychology suggest that men are statistically more likely to react with physical aggression to threats of status or infidelity, whereas women may statistically favor relational aggression. Furthermore, research from the FBI Uniform Crime Reporting (UCR) program provides a breakdown of aggravated assault and violent outbursts across various demographics. The numbers tell us that violence and anger are often concentrated in environments of high stress and low locus of control, regardless of racial or socioeconomic background. The data shows that self-regulation skills are the number 1 predictor of success and long-term health. The Stoic looks at these statistics and realizes that groupthink is a trap. If you are angry at a whole group of people, whether it's a political party, a racial group, or a gender, you have lost your individuality. You have become a statistic of anger. The Stoic judges every man by his own character, one by one. By detaching from group rage, you insulate your mind from the most common form of emotional hijacking in the 21st century. 12. The refinery of the morning and evening. You cannot build a Stoic mind by watching one video. It is a daily practice. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations for us. He wrote them for himself every morning and every night to keep his mind sharp. The morning prep. Before you look at your phone, before the world tells you what to think, set your internal compass. Tell yourself, today I will encounter difficulty. I will not let it touch my peace. The evening review. Before you sleep, ask yourself 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I lose my cool? What will I do differently tomorrow? This is mental accounting. It ensures that your mistakes become lessons rather than habits. If you do this for 30 days, you will notice a change in your resting heart rate of life. You will find that the things that used to make you explode now only make you smile. You are becoming a master of your own energy. 13. Weaponized calm. The power of the unflinching. In a world of noise, silence is a weapon. In a world of reaction, stillness is dominance. When someone yells at you, they are trying to pull you down into their mud. If you yell back, you both lose. But if you stand there, look them in the eye, and wait for them to finish, you have won the encounter. You have shown that you are untouchable. People are terrified of calm people. Shouting is predictable. Rage is easy to understand. But a man who is calm in a crisis, that man is dangerous. That man is a leader. That man has the sovereign mind. This is not about being a doormat. You can set boundaries. You can fire employees. You can end relationships. But you do it with clarity, not cruelty. You do it from a place of reason, not rage. When you act from a place of calm, your actions have 10x the impact. You are no longer a slave to impulses. You are a commander of the self. 14. The immutable truth. You are the architect. We have explored the depths of Stoic thought, the biology of the breath, the statistics of human conflict, and the daily rituals of emperors. But it all comes down to one immutable truth. You are the architect of your own suffering. No one can make you angry. They can only provide the stimulus. You are the one who provides the assent. You are the one who says, yes, I will be upset about this. Stop giving people permission to ruin your day. Stop giving circumstances the power to dictate your happiness. You are a biological miracle, a spark of the divine, a man with a will that can withstand the crushing weight of the world. The walls of Jericho in your mind have been built by years of bad habits. It's time to tear them down and build a citadel. This is your life. It's the only one you get. Don't spend it being upset. Spend it being great. 15. The call to action, the digital oath. Now you know you are not a prisoner. You are not a victim. You are a Stoic in the making. We've talked about reframing anger as a habit. We've talked about the pause that changes everything. We've talked about the mental weightlifting of conflict. Now it's time to move from theory to action. If this message has struck a chord in you, if you are ready to reclaim your peace and become untouchable, then I want you to leave a mark right here, the digital oath. Go to the comments and share one thing that usually triggers you. Then type, I am the master of my reaction. By naming your trigger, you take its power. By stating your oath, you begin your training. Seal the contract, like this video. It tells the algorithm that this is the kind of content men need to see. Join the phalanx, subscribe. We are building a community of men who value strength over noise and discipline over drama. Read the comments of your brothers. Learn from their struggles. Realize you are not alone in the fight. We grow by reflecting and we rise by helping others do the same. Today is the day the old you dies. The reactionary you, the angry you, the hijacked you. He is finished. A new man is standing up. A man who owns his breath, his words, and his energy. Go out and be the calm in the storm. Be the anchor in the chaos. Be a Stoic. Stay strong, stay grounded, stay sovereign. For the next 24 hours, I challenge you to a silence fast. If someone cuts you off, if your coffee is cold, if someone sends an annoying email, do not respond. Not with a word, not with a gesture, not with a sigh. Just observe the feeling, take your box breath, and move on. See how it feels to keep your power. You'll find that the world doesn't end when you don't react. In fact, it's the first day your true life begins. The hunt has started. Own your mind. 2026 is waiting.